gentlemen. Again, I appreciate it for your thoughts. Okay, Tex, listen, I'm not that popular. It's my mom. Of course, it's my mom. I think Jay,
you gotta tell
back,
us, like, what does she want? What does she want? Like, you gotta.
Yeah,
The rule
it's
is like
gonna
we gotta
be
tech
weird.
this.
Yeah,
No,
actually,
that's what the rule is. Like, you've not been in class before. Like, this is as well.
No.
They do this in the movies, right? Like, in America, you gotta.
Do I get in trouble
read
for
all the
lying
text.
to you then?
Yeah, like that's how it works.
It's not my mom.
Alex gonna come along and she's gonna be like hella disappointed with you. It's gonna be great.
What did I tell you about your phone? The ruler comes out, and then next thing you know,
Okay.
you have like a 40-centimeter gash on your arm.
Damn.
It's okay. No kits for Binary Dragons, though. That's interesting. And X-Manatee are going for no utility. So no utility on either team is an interesting fact going into this. It's going to be a pretty aggressive piss around, just a all-out brawl.
Yeah, they're just basically having a bit of a spam, seeing what they can find, as it is going to be a venture for Robin that he tries to go for almost a plundering drop in towards that second room / just kind of that lower area of hell, but unfortunately decides, you know what, actually, I've had a different idea. I'm going to step back for a second, and I'm just going to rethink my life options, because is that a smart play? Is that going to get me anything? I would look at it right now and go, sure, considering how Emmy's playing it, but at the same time, you have to remember, this BD setup is built on the idea of dealing with that passive drop hold. As long as Manatee land their shots and get the opening headshots, it's all well and good, but at the same time, if Emmy starts tapping away with that USP and goes absolutely huge, anything could happen. So it's an aura of doubt right now that mystifies this T-side play, because they do just finally bite the bullet. They go for it straight in towards Emmy. He lands one, gets a second, goes for the third. Dip is going to eventually punish him. The palm spinning back around again, looking for another, as he will connect it on towards the head of Nino, but not long before Kreese can then do so much work from the backside of things. Depan again, swinging in from door, finds himself a triple kill on towards Letney. This man is unstoppable right now as Jogchick comes back in on the rotate. Kreese gonna end him, and that round was very wish-washy, but it all came down to the one-taps.
Yeah, Diparn just went to town. There's not much else you can say about that. Diparn just hit the shots required. He went to town. Can you hear the school kids behind me, by the way? Can you hear that?
No.
Okay, that's
a weird thing to ask.
Right? Good. Weird question. I hope the FBI's not listening. But no, but I live behind like my old elementary school, so that's just the kids are on recess, screaming and yelling. They don't know what esports is. I'm starting a class soon.
Esports semester 101.
Yep. Step 1, be toxic. Yeah, it's gonna be good. So Binary Dragons just upgraded pistols. Letney saving, full save for him. And try to get the op out eventually. As ex-Manatee get the UMPs and AKs out, and just put it. This is probably going to be the default you'll see for them for a majority of this game. Robin holding towards plat, a couple players poking, prodding towards drop. The nice thing about this is you can commit one player to drop. A plat player can throw his utility, one player commits to drop, the rest can fall back. There's a lot of versatile things you can do in this situation, as ex-Manatee just going to work across with their utility.
Shots to be expended, rifles to begin to let rip. Doesn't mean anything's actually happening though. It is going to be still just a relaxed round for ex-Manatee, as they do just bide their time in towards drop, yet again looking to exploit that same old angle. Emmy getting baited out over on towards the site. That is a smoke, and I absolutely adore it. As the Swedes get ready to kick it into 6th. Got to mow one down. The UMP is leading the charge, of course. Right up through the second room, spindling back around, dealing with Nino. Not long before they then take the fight out towards the site itself. Headshot angle on towards one. Robin going to do a whole lot of damage. Hunter and Emmy both will find themselves one pick respectively, but that is not quite enough. There's a cavalry here and they're here to stay. As Benji does a little bit more, eking it out on towards Emmy to secure a 3 versus 1 situation. Binary Dragons, you are out for the count. Stay down.
Well, Joxic will take your tips, and he'll hit the dirt. So it's going to be 2-0. Letney may go for a P250, although he probably would love to get some utility behind the op when he actually gets it out, so I doubt he'll buy anything at all. Binary Dragons will buy 157. That's a tell to me that Joxic's going to be playing probably drop room with a UMP or a mag or some kind of shotgun. So he's willing to go 500 more in the hole. As we're going to see the VP stacked, I believe. That was the team that coined this. And if ex-Manatee play their default correctly, though, Robin should call for the bomb, rotate back. And they shouldn't even face mid at that point.
Yeah, it's pretty much right now just the Great Wall of Poland in play. Waiting to see if it is going to be chipped away by these MAC-10 and assortment of SMGs and rifles and such, as Robin is going to walk right on through, deciding, you know what, checking corners is so overrated. It's so 2014. Instead, Nino is going to just tap away with his USP and get the frag.
The one thing that scares me about what ex-Manatee are doing right now, it looks like they're playing for frags, right? Because they sent one guy to the site to plant by himself. They left 2 players to hold for the push, fair. But that guy up in connector, if he gets overwhelmed, that becomes a scary situation because now there's a MAC-10 and an AK in play. So Depart needs to be a little careful, fall back into sight. I imagine Binary Dragons will just play for exits, try to catch these players if they fall back. And it looks like that's exactly what Emmy's doing. He's going to try to catch this player falling off with his USP. Aim punch is too strong. Kraz cleans it up. So ex-Manatee will be up 3-0. Binary Dragons, keep in mind, will have the op out in Letney. And a full buy, including utility. We'll see how much of that they'll
Certainly a decision for them to make. Can't knock the fact, though, that the Swedes are currently 3-0 up, which is something they desperately needed, I think, going into this T-side. Of course, the T-side of Cobble is exactly where they want to start, I think. You know, a team that are literally built upon the idea of just being able to frag, being able to hit those shots and have that flair in a game. Good way to start, but can they hold on through? This is an endurance race after all, bear in mind. It isn't just a short and sweet tenure. Benji playing over on towards platform, nice and passively. Hunter, don't do it. Don't do it, buddy. Don't make that jump. You're gonna die. It's gonna be uncomfortable. The UMP peeking towards long though. Oh, that could have been disastrous. Joxic throws down a frag grenade as well, doing even more follow-up damage. The flash comes out. Letney ready to go for that fight. Goes to the wallbang, doesn't quite land it. Benji, well and truly gonna be running for the hills after that one. That is so much of a scare.
These binaries get rifles out and they get the first. You can see they're aggressive towards Plat. So with Hunter pushing up as far as he is, look for Letney to fall back in a moment's notice. As soon as Hunter pushes up a bit more and clears into B apps, which is probably going to happen the next 10 to 20 seconds, you're going to have all the info in the world, and Letney's going to feel comfortable falling back. Binary Dragons, you already have 3 members towards the A site, and that contact might be what's needed. Keep an eye on number 2. He's going to move momentarily. This Hunter's going to be the anchor / flank. So there goes Letney. The push is coming out for ex-Manatee, but Binary Dragons is getting aggressive towards A in response.
Certainly playing a bit more retroactively here, as the ADV of Benji still is going to be searching through the cracks for the opening pick. Drops down below, Nino popping up from the depths, gets himself that early frag. There you have it, folks, on a silver platter, almost given up nice and easily towards this T-side. Joxic in an opportunity to do something there, but okay, Farmer, you just slip in. Even a bit of a cheeky pre-fire, still finds the pick, of course, mollying off backside. Farmer gonna secure that plant, and Binary Dragons, you just need to save this now. You've had chances, plenty of them, to have an impact in this round. You failed at a few of them. That leads you to walk away with an AWP and potentially UMP, but that depends on how much Hunter is, well, gonna live up to his name. Is he gonna go aggressive?
Binary Dragons kind of got baited there. They had the numbers they needed towards A. Ex-Manatee sent a couple members back to B, and that's where it kind of shuffled. They heard noise, they kind of rotated back, they got caught off. The aggression towards A got kind of cut off. So now it's just going to be 3-0. So aggression towards A won't pan out for Binary Dragons, although they had the info and had numbers. They will be able to save it up in UMP. So that's something going into the next round. I imagine if I take a look at the money, Hunter's going to drop the UMP, buy them for a couple other players will pick up UMPs. This is going to be a buy from Binary Dragons. I don't imagine them saving the situation. So yeah, Letney drops a UMP. Hunter will drop his UMP, buy them for Mag 7 for Joxic. I mentioned he's going to play drop room with probably a Mag or UMP, so that's going to be the case exactly in this position. As ex-Manatee, though, pushing the lead 4-0, and Binary Dragons starting to let ex-Manatee really kind of build up a little bit of a bank. 9,000 out on Kraz. So, I mean, if it's starting to slip away from Binary Dragons, but the rope's still in their hands in this tug of war.
Gonna have to start to lose grip soon, though, if they do begin to make just another mistake. As Mag 7 stirs a bit of a mishap, finds one, gonna go for a second, of course. Is it able to land it? Well, it lands the shot, but not quite the frag. As Depan is gonna take him down with a headshot that came in a flurry of burst fire. As Farmer is gonna begin to move up towards Matrix, and this is where the real beast appears. Ex-Manatee in a 4-for-4. They're out for blood.
Yeah, you can see Emmy's pushed up aggressive towards Stables. There is another UMP player there. That's Nino. So he has to be careful. He can't really take these long-range engagements. As they may get spotted shoulder peeking. Those bullets through the wall do massive amounts of damage. Down to 51. DeBarn's got the smoke ready. That's going to head out towards connector. Nino gonna have to push out the door if he wants to have any impact with his UMP shortly. And it looks like he is just going to jump back out APC. But ex-Manatee, they put on the brakes. They throw the smokes. Try to bait rotations. Binary Dragons aren't taking the bait, though. Hunter's pushed up here with the M4. And Letney's here with the op. ex-Manatee may just fall back into this. It's similar to like the double pump fake they've done before, right?
Yeah, this is something that they've done time and time again. It's almost a El Clasico strategy for them on Cobblestone, and the odds for them actually claiming the victory here are pretty damn high off the back of that. It's, you know, a strat they know and love, and it's a strat that is very difficult to counter as well, because you're pretty much being forced into plenty of situations where you're always going to be overwhelmed. Odds never favor you, and it's the same case here. They take 2 versus 1s on the site, get the picks, and they leave Binary Dragons in a very brutal spot, trying to save these weapons. The 5-0 scoreline, again, going to be brought to the table. Now, we've seen this before, but it favored one team. We're looking at the polar opposite this time around.
Yeah, Lenny's going to try to save the op. Good shot on a farmer. They do have money to afford these hunts. But if it's another situation where Binary Dragons save an op at an M4, they're going to hit max loss bonus. Honestly, I could 100% see Joxic going for... How much money? Yeah, Joxic's probably going to go for an M4. We may see a couple M4s bought up. Probably some UMPs just to get that utility, because it's so strong towards plat and drop room. You kind of need the utility to keep ex-Manatee honest and keep their default in check. And not allow you to peek into an AK posted on your head. So you'll see a dropped M4, you'll see bought up. So it is just going to be M4s across the board. And they do get a respectable amount of utility behind it. So they're just going to be... it's not the worst buy when it comes down to utility, especially considering the 2 players dropped. So I should take that into account next time. I've never been good at math. You know, math's not my strong suit.
Patience going to be a factor that plays into this round, as ex-Manatee aren't going to be going for any of these rushes or anything off the cuff like that. Instead, it is just going to be them slowly but slowly tiptoeing their way up through long and basically just trying to find another pressure point they can use and abuse for the next 5 rounds as they try to go 10-0, 15-0, and you know where that storyline goes. Whether it works out or not, the only team that can stop that is Binary Dragons. They're the only guys that can stop that reality from really coming through. Long seems to be that avenue of attack. We've seen it used so many times now. Finally, a trading game that has some benefits to it. But again, this T-side, they're in all the right spots. They might well not have the lead. The cracks, they're there for them to find.
Backside he is going to be able to pick up Farmer. Smoke's behind him, but Robin just pushes up and catches the top of the head of Joxic. As that smoke blooms, I think Robin spotted the op of Letney there. Or that was Hunter, excuse me, towards door. Letney is slowly rotating in now. And this retake's doable. Both teams are relatively out of utility. One flash, but Benji deals with the initial player towards drop. He's going to continue to hold it as Letney's thinking about peeking it. And Benji finds 2 nice shots. ex-Manatee is showing us a nice, clean T-side from the utility throws, faking out Binary Dragons. They hold in the default. Binary Dragons haven't really gotten aggressive, only towards plat. And when they do that, they don't really get anything out of it. ex-Manatee doing a great job from throwing these fakes, pulling rotations, and then just executing with brute force and numbers.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to right now, just playing numbers to their side. 6-0, yet again, breaking the backs of these counter-terrorists. Where on earth do they go from here? 5-7s, Deagles in play. They are going to literally be begging for anything in this round, any chance at survival. Molotov into his drop. Smoke as well to follow up towards that right side. Just going to make sure that that window is completely blocked and Nino can't go for any crazy funny business through that gap. Platform as well, similar sort of treatment from a different side, but same nonetheless. Asking you straight up here, Seaside. When does this Age of Reckoning end for the Swedes? They're 6-0 right now, and I was just messing when I ran the idea of this going 10-0, and sure, we can take it round by round. Don't get me wrong, especially with a PT50 style like that, but I'm getting a feeling that ex-Manatee and their T-side right now are really going to be a tough one for Binary Dragons to crack.
It will be. it probably ends when Binary Dragons stop playing passive in A site and push up towards long A with a couple players. We saw it previously where they boosted player Cubby, but mid control has just given up. It's probably going to change when Binary Dragons just deady to A and try to, as soon as pressure is made elsewhere, to try to push and just trade out and try to get more info. The passive play on sites isn't really working out, even though they're pushing plat. It's toxic. Well, through the smoke, surprise. And you know what? I lied to you, Flakes. You know how I said I'm never wrong? It ends here, dude. Yeah.
I swear,
Yeah.
every time I try and have it, like, I don't think there's ever been a game where I've tried to have that discussion.
I'm not
And
wrong.
then just like, that happens, like, Pistols just push up plat from behind, gets to flank, and goes to the perfect tap-tap. And by Dragons, they get there first.
I told you
I
it was
have to
gonna
be
end
the-
there, dude.
I'm going to be the Doomsayer, though. The reset is definitely there.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong. It's there, but they have money, right? Because they didn't have to rebuy on 3 members, so they'll probably still buy the next round even if they lose this 1400. Anything's possible. Just like this morning, I touched my toes. So don't let your dreams be memes. Let them become reality.
Thanks for those inspirational words. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yep. Ooh. Ex-Manatee gonna push towards long A. No, but I'm gonna get left there, and Ex-Manatee are going for the similar setup where they've gone for before, right? Where they throw the smokes, they throw the mollies, they commit maybe one player to A, another guy runs back to B to meet up with that player. But now with this entry from Benji, I imagine they just commit to this. As Nino's gonna start the rotation. Emmy playing by tree, gets the opener. Farmer comes through a smoke, so that's good for him. Emmy's got 2, but this flank from Robin may just shut this all down.
Some nice trades do come in, though, very, very swiftly for this T side. Emmy, in a nice spot, holds the headshot angle, gets himself just that. But unfortunately, it's going to be a bit of a trifle for him as he continues to try and make this one work. But another headshot for him as he continues to bite away. Goes for another follow-up flick. Can't quite find Benji as he's darting towards APC. The smoke actually so perfect there, even though it's so odd in nature. As he will get the plant. Playing nice and close to this one now. Trying to go for the 1v1. Finds it. But Hunter is just right underneath him. And that's where he will strike from. Binary Dragons, there's your second. The reset isn't going to be fielded. And it's going to begin to stack up their economy and make it that little bit better for them. Can't help but dodge the fact that Emmy got a quadra kill in that round too.
Yeah.
Something that perhaps went undeserved. Or unmissed, sorry.
Yeah. His mid plays really well. I mean, he shut down the mid pressure, spun around, dealt with a lurker that was Deparn, and then just kind of dismantled the players as they crossed the site. 6-2. Ex-Manatee, if you take a look at their economy, they're all in here. Double op from Binary Dragons. Maybe this is the answer. Joxic and Letney. We know how good Joxic is with it. His rifle's good. His op is nothing to shy of from. As Binary Dragons can play the two players in towards B site. 1 player broken wall. 1 player holding window by drop. Yes, Robin. New favorite player. I'm getting his name tattooed on my wrist. He picked up a big one. As Emmy towards mid. 1 through the smoke. 1 that came through. And Emmy gets a 3K. So 4K followed by a 3K. Emmy's doing something right.
Yeah, for sure. That last round, he literally just almost lied in the shadows, but somehow was able to pull out those 4 kills by playing mid so perfectly. And there's it all over again in this one as well. Just really taking apart the ex-Manatee side, deconstructing their T side. And it's really got a lot of promise to it in terms of the impact it will have. Now all the Orps have to do is just hold on towards this angle matrix, presenting itself such an easy frag. Leaving Kreese to pretty much idle in mid, waiting to allow Emmy just another back-to-back 4K.
God. He almost had some flank before it came in on that Kraz. Kraz ends up wide swinging to find it. So look at this, Binary Dragons getting back in it. The double op seems to be the answer. Although it's all Emmy towards mid right now, right? He's playing the edge of that smoke beautifully. Ex-Manatee, for some reason, 2 rounds in a row, feel the need and feel pressure, even though they have time, map control towards A. They can start to challenge long A. They have a player lurking B. For some reason, they feel the pressure to push through that smoke, and they get punished for it 2 in a row. So I don't think Ex-Manatee are going to push through the smoke anytime soon towards mid when Emmy is just so aware about it. Into this round 10, Ex-Manatee will have upgraded pistols, a couple sets of armor. As Joxic's going to be in a little bit of a trouble, but he gets the first op shot onto the pistol, caught with a smoke. As I'll give it up over to Kraz. Posted on by Emmy, but look how quick Kraz is. A clean shot is going to clean up Emmy as Robin's coming through from the flank. Now he is found out, so they know he's there, and he is just gonna get tapped away from Nino, as he will retrieve the second up. So we're looking at a 4 to 6 double up, stay in play. ex-Manatee get a buy, including an up of their own. So I mean, yeah, it's starting to turn around for Binary Dragons.
Yeah, it actually looks better and better for them when you think about it, right? They're up to 4. 2 is literally the singular gap there. Emmy's decided to whip out his extra large backpack. He's throwing all of his teammates in it and said, don't worry, guys, I've got you. I'll just carry you forward. We'll get some more rounds. We'll make it work, and I'll make the second map seem like it is a bit more of a serious affair. And I respect that attitude. I think he's doing a whole lot right now, but at the same time, I want to see what the rest of his team can do. You've brought double AWPs into this round. That's a huge investment. It's time to prove that you're actually worthwhile to spend that money. That flick? Well, that's where it starts. Where does it end? Kreese taking his head right off.
It's an immediate 1-for-1. ex-Manatee. 2 players towards drop, 2 players towards A. It's looking more and more like an A split. Especially considering 1 player already committed. Letney is going to take him down, and I doubt Deparn wants to be the next one down, so he's just going to fall back. So Binary Dragons immediately is... Flakes is going to smash something in his house. He's upset about that peak. I mean, I can't blame him. As ex-Manatee are going to work up mid again. There's no smoke for them to run through, so Emmy can't be as dangerous as normal. But look at this play from Nino. That's the missed smoke from ex-Manatee, and it's working beautifully in Nino's favor.
Plays right around the cusp of it, finds one, but one doesn't do it for him. One is not enough. That pillar, oh my god, the block of that pillar right now. Can we just acknowledge that for a second? As he is somehow still standing, Kreese tapping away, he's trying to stay alive, but Nino, he's still standing, and he does even more, one-ups them, and literally makes a mockery of them. As Binary Dragons, they get their 5th.
Did they mean to buy the Nova on the Binary Dragon side? No.
Okay. But
so rip money. Yeah, well,
okay.
You might love it, but they're going to leave it on the floor with...
It's a gift. It's a gift to Gaben.
I mean, if ex-Manatee push spawn, they'll have a Nova to work with. How hilarious would it be if they push through this, get the frag, pick up the Nova, and kill the rotators with it? I'd die. Robin's going to push up through danger. It's a possibility, honestly, as there's already a player down, and it's all on Emmy again. Towards mid, if he can drop Kraz here, who has bomb. Threw a molly, but not ready for Kraz to be that aggressive. As, uh-oh. Farmer's gonna find the Nova. Oh, but he already has a weapon, so never mind. My hopes and dreams are crushed. Binary Dragons, I think they're just gonna save unless they get a pick here soon.
You know what really grinds my gears? When people think Molotovs are there to not be run through. Because people run through them. There was a day and age when Counter-Strike when that didn't happen, but it's become a thing now. It's become common. So when you throw a molly in mid, you can't just assume that the guy in mid who's being aggro isn't gonna push you. It's gonna happen. Meanwhile, of course, lockdown should be done here. Nilo PM play goes for the no-scope. Oh, can't quite get the 1v1 on towards Kreese, though. And that's where that tail will end. We turn the next page now. As it's 7 to 5. Binary Dragons economy a little bit wish-washy, but they have enough to continue this fight into the 13th.
Wish-washy is a good word for it. I like to call it the dryer cycle, right? You're in like the transition phase, your clothes are still wet. You can't take them out yet, but it's getting there. But next thing you know, your car's going to That's kind of where Binary Dragons are. The dryer might catch on fire.
That's actually a pretty scary experience. Can't confirm.
It's
like
spooky. It's very scary. Not only
wake up during the night, things are on fire. Yeah. It's quite nerve-wracking.
Not only is it on fire, but then how your clothes are ripped. So it's a double punch in the face. Hunter's playing close broken wall. We know how ex-Manatee like to go through smokes. That might be a downfall again for them as Letney from site gets the first. Looking for more. As Hunter's going to push up the broken wall. Damage on the first. Finds the second. Onto the pistol even as he's just going to get a free upgrade. No reload required as Kraz is going to try to flank. But Binary Dragons should have a 6 here.
Breeze in towards connector. A little bit more to just tame them down. Leaving Benji in a 1 versus 4 situation, a situation that is him basically trying to see if he can run A and pile a bomb. But that's not going to happen. And Stockchick is there to hold the angle, and like something doesn't sit right with me. The adaptations that Binary Dragons have brought to the table, I feel like all they're doing is just basically now disallowing ex-Manatee to be super aggressive, and instead it's the Binary Dragon side taking a lot of these early fights. You know, we saw that platform, for example, with a double kill that was found. I feel like that once that was brought in, it's like Manatee can't do anything. They find like 1 or 2 rounds from aggressive plays like the Techno NA, which is the only round they've got in the past 8, I think it is. You know, aside from that Techno Nolan, the past 8 rounds have been a Binary Dragon show.
That could be a good sitcom. Binary Dragons 01110111. Their theme song can just be like a Serbian song.
Could be the stand-up Tech 9.
Yeah, could be. Robin's gonna find Nino. Emmy's playing on the back of the doors. That flash is gonna keep him at bay for now. As ex-Manatee looking to go towards A. It's all Toxic. Can't find the second, and now he's pinned in sight and getting pushed from Parn. Good cleanup for him. So ex-Manatee with a man advantage, getting to the site. Nice shot from Deparn to find a second on the Hunter. Letney may have the same fate momentarily. As Binary Dragons have one player out towards... Ooh, look at that sneak from Emmy. He has watched this. Doesn't matter. Tech 9s are sick. That's all I got, dude.
Honestly, just imagine a Tech 9 that's like a theme tune for a show. If you like, there's a thing actually. It's like CS:GO gun syncs, right? People make songs out of sounds. I do feel like right now though that the rounds that these Swedes are claiming all come down to when they're given the opportunity to get onto a site. If Binary Dragons can just go back to playing that aggressive role where they just consistently push Manatee up against the wall, then I'm okay with it. And even then, to be honest, I want to argue that I feel like if Binary Dragons get 7 here, even if they don't, I think this is winnable for them. Think about it. Think about how ex-Manatee have always been on their CT sites. Has it been all that positive? Have you got much results in the past to go off of? Sure, a few games I've been like, you know what, they're playing pretty well right now. They're fragging well, players are stepping up, but there have also been games that have been absolutely disastrous. I think you do have to be concerned right now for ex-Manatee. They may well be in the lead, literally speaking, but aside from that, I think we might start seeing a change in power relatively soon.
Metaphorically speaking, the Earth is round, but I think it's flat.
It is flat. What do you mean?
Yeah. Oh my god. I met another flatter. Sick. I know the UK education would back me in this one. I love it. He's 6. And already Binary Dragons got the opener. Thanks to Letney. Double up setup's going to be back into play. And Benji with his op's going to try to find an opener somewhere. I mean, he's going to push on the back of this flash. The flash doesn't go deep enough, so an easy kill for Kraz. As the op of Benji is going to hold connector. So this is getting scary now for Binary Dragons. The rotations are cut, but they already have 2 players kind of pushed into back site. So ex-Manatee, who only have 1 smoke and a molly, they're kind of in the pressure seat here. They're in the hot seat. You know, not much they can do. They need an opener somewhere, and Benji's hoping it comes through connector.
Slowly but surely, they move up on towards A. They find themselves that flank player Depan to do so much as Letney misses the crucial shot, allows Depan to double down for a swift second, maybe even a third. As Hunter walks right into him. That right there is a definition again of a rookie mistake. Joksik now had to go absolutely huge, gets himself one hell of a double kill, looking now for a triple. But Depan is gonna one-tap him out of existence. As ex-Manatee, they claim their 9th. Sweet and succinct. It is gonna be that 9-6 scoreline. I think it's enough for Binary Dragons to bring this one back, though. I mentioned it a little bit towards the end, and yeah, I certainly agree with it now as well. I do think we might actually be seeing a Binary Dragons victory here. Unless ex-Manatee can get this pistol and really begin to run away with it nice and early, that's the only way I see them winning this.
Yeah, I mean, this map being T-sided, 9 rounds, it's not bad. It's enough to work with. It just depends how they manage the economy and how this pistol really starts to... It really decides how this first half starts. I think you're going to need some big, like, ex-Manatee numbers. As Deparn, he's going to show you his pistol skills. Good trades immediately, and Robin's going to push in. He cleans up Nino, and now it's a man advantage, ex-Manatee. Benji can just play around backside and try to get these taps, and he surely will. Letney falls as Emmy, 1v3, with just a Glock and no armor, of course. He's the utility player. He has the bomb, and he is going to be trying to jump back in towards Plat. I think he's just going to sit here. I don't imagine him rotating back. I think he is just going to fall back to a safe spot and sit here. Although he could fall back, so I'm not going to call it. Yeah. I'm not gonna say that he could. He's gonna walk. You know what? I said it. He's walking back. Like, how smart am I? God, I need to play this game. So he is actually just gonna run it out. X-Manatee gamble and stick towards B. And as I said earlier, Flakes, I am never wrong.
Don't worry, folks. Seaside has got his textbooks out right now. He's studying the way they play. He's got them on fleek. He knows exactly what's going on. But what he doesn't realize is Robin wants those one-taps. And that's going to be something that will potentially catch you off guard as Emmy gets a bomb plant, which is all well and good. Objective 1 completed. The second one tap, that's pretty good, Emmy.
Okay.
Ooh, Emmy.
Ooh,
That's a clutch.
Emmy.
1 versus 3. Binary Dragons have a pistol round.
I like the way you said that. It's really nice.
Gotta work it.
Or as James would say, noise. It's noise. it's super noise. So I mean, Binary Dragons, the pistol around that the trades are going the way of ex-Manatee, and then Binary Dragons. I mean, huge play from Manatee. He's been playing lights out this series, and of course he's the one to clutch it, leaving ex-Manatee with just upgraded pistols, like a smoke and a flash to work with. Binary Dragons have the UMPs, of course. Love them or hate them, they're super good. $1,200, and they make you $600 apiece. But a good counter boost in response from X-Manatee to find at least one frag, and they haven't cleared mid. Benji's going to be able to walk up. He might find a 1D on Nino. He's lining it up, takes his time, gets the first. Unable to find the second, but Farmer's on the scene with his own UMP and catches Emmy in just no man's land. That was a little frag hunt.
Nope. I'm out of here. Not like this, Binary Dragons. Come on.
They smelt the ADR, dude.
Like, you do all that in the pistol round. You work so hard. And
wait.
wait.
Emmy pushed that when there's a guy flanking, too. Like, was it Letney flanking? Letney was flanking. Emmy didn't need to push him. He could have went stables with the AK and won the round.
Look, I'm out. I'm out. Headset off. I'm out. See ya.
Hey, you know what? You know what? At least Binary Dragons haven't, they're not Swedish. And they haven't been 16-2'd by Vega Squadron, so they got that going.
Touche.
They're still good.
I can stay now. I feel like you claimed redemption. That's good.
We're good. I brought it back for Serbia.
You got to balance it out, you know. He took one for the team. I like it. But let's see if they can do a little bit more now. The Binary Dragons, of course, going to respond. Still, ever so pleasantly forcing up here. Tech 9s, 1 rifle, a UMP, and a Tech 9. I wish someone would stop. I don't even think there's someone here. I think the wind is just viciously slamming my door over and over again.
Nice.
You could just not. That'd be great. But yeah, my rants at a door aside. The doorway is going to have to be forged out on towards the A site. Yeah, we have to work it in, guys. That's what you got to do. You got to like play on the words. Up through ramp, up through long. It's a nice split. But the one concern will be how well Benji can play well in terms of with Kreese as well, right? If they can really kind of sit together nice and comfortably, that crossfire could be deadly. They've got the Molotovs, they've got the nades. I'm happy with that hold.
It definitely could be worse. And it looks like Binary Dragons with that smoke on connector door, it's just going to be full of push. Good counter flash from ex-Manatee allows 2 players to get out and jump out of that balcony position if they wish, but Emmy's going to push with the Tech 9. Kraz is going to hit the dirt. Emmy's going to town this Tech. That's 2. And he's actually going to be almost posted up for a 3rd, but then he realized he had bomb before he falls. Hunter with the flank. Can easily find 2 of his own, and he will. Pistols are sick. UMPs are sicker. And Letney's going to try to find Farmer, and he will. Binary Dragons. You may say not like this. You may face palm. But we live in a sick world. It's a mad world. Something like that, dude. I really haven't worked on my singing for casting. I mainly do it, like, in the shower. But I'm happy I'm open enough to share it with the Frat community and you, Flakes. And I'm accepted with open arms. And paid. So,
I'm glad we can have those moments together, you know?
Yeah, man, it's nice. We're bonding. And not that kind of weird stuff, either.
Good stuff.
Yeah, the good bonding.
Dumping UMP does a bit of damage as well. A cheeky slap and tickle here and there will lead to a bit of a result for Binary Dragons as they go 1 up, but also do a whole lot of damage. And I gotta go deal with this door. Someone is just slamming away at that. Give me 1 sec. I want this. It's now squeaking. Not like this.
Well, Flakes is gonna go deal with his door. Could be his English mum. Hey, son, do you want some cookies? I don't know. I'm terrible at accents, so don't bully me, chat. That was your mom, dude. She's a mix of Irish, Scottish. She's a mixed breed. She's a mixed
I,
bag. That's.
yeah, that is.
You want to hear my American accent?
I'm good. I'm
All
good.
right, I'm doing it right now anyway. Robin's gonna play from Rock. ex-Manatee our man down. As the push is gonna come out from Adria Dragons, they throw the smoke, and look at Nino holding the flank. There's 2 players coming here. He's got the first, and Nino finds both of them. Robin's gonna try to put up a defense with his M4. But he can only get one from Rock, and Parn with his deagle. He'll miss a couple shots, and ultimately will make him hit the dirt. So 10-9. As Binary Dragons will continue to buy up. ex-Manatee, they're on to pistols. As I apologize to Flakes for trying to be a funny guy. I'm sorry, Flakes.
It was 10 out of 10. That's the moment I'm never gonna forget. Like,
Well, that's a shame. I'm sorry for you.
yeah, that's gonna always be in the back of my mind now. I'm just gonna be thinking, oh, I'm gonna meet up with this sound Canadian today, Seaside. Oh, but he did that.
You
Like,
hear
one
your
day
mom
that
talking?
happened.
Is that Seaside?
Hello? Resident Canadian in the house. As for now, it is going to be a lot of damage to be done. The Swedes, not quite Canadian. Instead, they are going to roll over like one, though, as it is going to be Kreese, the last man standing. Fortunately, it is looking like just a bit of rough CS for them, as they aren't able to get it going. Going equalization now with Binary Dragons. The comeback is well and truly on.
Yeah, it's
Trying
becoming
to make a bad NACS joke. It was bad, though.
Do it. No, we're the punching bag of CS. Go ahead.
I went for it then, but delivery was poor and it just kind of didn't make sense. It was unfortunate.
Yeah, show me the last time an EU team made it into a group stage somewhere.
All right.
And made
I'm
it
loving
into a group stage.
I love the fact that a team with Trump in the name got through the qualifiers.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, it's a great team. European
Yeah.
qualifiers fighting tooth and nail. North America.
Trump wins. And CLG almost lose to my homies, the Bashino boys. I can't repronounce their team name. Yeah.
You butchering names today. I'll tell you what, on the topic of butchering things, right? You've got to really pay acute attention to the way ex-Manatee are constructing their CT side, right? They're starting to take players more and more away from connector and drop, and instead kind of reposition them. Depan, for example, getting on towards Dree is a good play here. The problem is, Binary Dragons have been smart with these flashes. They're sending one player always over to bait their attention away, and I think that's something you have to kind of look towards the CT side and go, okay, how much are you going to fall for it? Are you going to literally go the full distance hook, line, and sinker, or are you going to realize that all is not what it seems? You should have the smarts. You know, a player like Robin, for example, he's got so much experience in competitive CS across a multitude of teams. You know, he's a known name within the UK, for example, playing with Infuse currently. He's got so much experience. There should be reads here to dictate the fact that, okay, they faked us one too many times. We should know what's going on, especially with Kreese now giving up that information that he spotted 2 players in mid.
Kreese, hold on. He's only able to get one. Crowns will fall. Benji back sights, able to trade it back out. He's gonna go for a second, so he gets it. 2 bullets in the clip, has to reload. Binary Dragon's starting to fall apart in this take as Letney and Hunter starting to push up towards the site. 2 players, or 1 player, is yet to rotate from ex-Manatee. There's Binary Dragons, 10 seconds, and look at this ex-Manatee. 1 player baiting the other guy in sight. So Robin's going to make first contact, and Benji's going to swing. Robin even hits it while falling. So 11-10, Binary Dragons. Down on the back foot. They do have cash, though, so they're good for a couple more buys. But ex-Manatee, they go up 1 round.
Yeah, it gets better and better for them. They continue to try and disallow the idea of Binary Dragons making the comeback happen. Still, very equal buys in this round, and Binary Dragons, they just want to rush B. Rush B, don't stop.
Looks like the play. Hunter gets one, immediately traded from Hunter, but look at Robin playing by E-Box. And Ben, look at the firing squad from ex-Manatee. There's a gap in the smoke, and 3 players are holding the cross. Binary Dragons. I mean, this is why Dragons were extinct long ago. Is they just get chopped down. 1 gap in the smoke. They used to play CS back in the Dragon and Dinosaur days. Believe me or don't, it's up to you.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know where I was going with it, but I finished it up. I cleaned it up. So the good old rush B will get locked down. Binary Dragon's going to take a pause. I mean, can you blame him? When all else fails, you rush B and ex-Manatee. 1 gap in the smoke, and they take advantage of it. So that's all it takes.
So confused at the Dragon comment, honestly.
Dragons are real. You don't believe me, that's your fault.
I feel like you just every single person sitting at home right now, like there are, there's people they're sitting watching, they're working, or they're tuning in to catch their favorite Swedes or whatever it may be, and they just heard the phrase dragon come up. They listened in for a second, and now they're thinking to themselves, "What on earth is this Canadian on? What have you been smoking? It's mental stuff. Love
Dude,
it.
Dragon's
I love
real. Game of Thrones is actually a show that was recorded hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, they just found some cash.
They found some tapes and they just colored them. So,
Well,
same with Santa, Easter Bunny. Listen, it's better to be optimistic than pessimistic. So get on my face.
all right. You know what? You be you. We appreciate you for who you are, and we'll respect your beliefs too. I can agree with that. That's nice. What is nice also though is the way that Binary Dragons will try and build up into the default here. They're sending 2 players on towards long, 2 players on towards mid, and still the same old Hunter player who is literally going to live up to his name in terms of kind of just creating tension across the map, and most importantly over towards A, before then gathering up the forces, mustering them in towards A main, as this push is going to formulate and it's going to lead right up on towards A ramp, where things will get a little bit harsh. The ex-Manatee lineup. They've got to hope their crossfire skills will complete it. They actually make it work. Benji gets a double kill. Late play line up. Perfect headshots for him.
Jeez, Binary Dragons, that tech pause doesn't take too much. Trying to fight up towards mid. And look at the numbers from ex-Manatee here. They have 3 members. Push back, 2 in sight, 1 aggressive stables. Joxic will deal with Benji, and no one has really decided to look this way. That's 2 for Joxic. As there's 1 more on site. I don't know if Binary Dragons is going to be ready for Robin, as Farmer gets the absolute perfect spray time. We'll take down Nino. So man advantage, ex-Manatee, bomb not yet planted, 40 seconds on the clock, and Robin is in a linchpin position to just shut it down, and of course he will. Dragons will fall, ex-Manatee will go up 13-10, who have built up a fair Easter egg of their own, put there by the Easter Bunny, as Binary Dragons will have to take a pistol buy.
And these pistols at this point are going to start to spell potentially the end now. For Binary Dragons, ex-Manatee want to secure this map. This round really is going to be a huge part of that, just because it will put the Swedes up to 14, which a little close for comfort. Ability to be set up, just exploring platform drop and various different crevices of the map that are all being pretty much covered in check now by the CT side, disallowing any quick rush from the Binary Dragons lineup. They are just going to have to wait and be patient instead. Joxic, let's just try and work long. Nino as well, similar sort of fair on towards mid. It's a lot of damage through the door, though. 2 HP is what he walks away on. Taking 1 damage through the wall as well on that 3rd straight shot. Practically falling there, but a bunch of wood, saving his life.
Wood to the rescue. Nothing but wood. 13-10. 5 seconds for Binary Dragons to work with. The only guy with armor is down to 2 HP. As a great flash comes over from ex-Manatee, spot both players, Farmer and Department will deal with it. That's Kraz. He's just going to lock down mid and deal with one at the exact same time. Nino last one up, 2 HP. Can he get 2 kills? He can't. So 2 HP only gets 1 kill. Better than what we expected. So 14-10. Now the buy will come out from Binary. Will include Napa, include everything they need to really start to get around some rounds on the board. But ex-Manatee are 2 away from closing this one out and pushing us to a map 3, which would be an interesting one.
Interesting is one way to put it, for sure. I think there's definitely a few different opinions you can try and whip up when it comes to that, but for now we are going to have to be a little bit careful about how things will implode, as there's still a chance. A thin one, but a chance nonetheless that this Binary Dragon side will try and bring things back. They need at least 4, I'd say pretty much back to... clock, already a 2-man advantage. A lead so substantial for the terrorists to work with.
You died for a second there on my end. There's a lot of dead air, and I was like, did my homie Flakes die? That would suck. That would mean I get to go on the cruise. But then he came back. But I'd miss you, you know? So 14-10.
Your mind is wandering places.
2-man advantage. X-Man, still have a molly and a flash. As they're going to leave 1 player towards B. He's playing back by Rock. Binary Dragons, it looks like they're contemplating a shift back. The bomb will lead the charge back towards the A site. And they do have the bomb on Emmy. So it looks like they're going to start the war. Kraz is going to strike from long, and Diparn, they can make this hold reality. Kraz has got 2, and Diparn from sight. Those 2 together will clean up all 5 members of Binary Dragons who just put the time on the line and dwindle it down until there's nothing left. And ex-Manatee are 1 round away from pushing this to mat number 3 and pushing my golf date even further into the beyond, which, you know, I guess I can live with it.
Well, you just have to work with. 1 round is all that is required now, though, for ex-Manatee, and that has to be the point that has to be discussed. Robin already getting himself that opening shot. Every frag means something now, more so than previous rounds, because a frag gets you 4, 3, 2, or even 1 closer. Very swift rewards. Binary Dragons now left in a harder and harder spot. 3 for 5. A bomb on their backs. A lot of pride on their shoulders. But ex-Manatee about to knock that chip right off.
Looks like it's just going to be a straight up B drop. 1 player gets down to drop room, 2 players coming plat. Robin's going to be playing towards the blue box, a couple players sight. And Robin is heating it up. That's another frag for him. He's even going for the last. Letney, last one remaining. Molly's and Farmer's bullets will put an end to it. So we are going to go to a game number 3 between Binary Dragons